Count on Me by Bruno Mars. Really cool song for acoustic, nice strumming, nice open chords. Should sound something like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is break it down to, first of all, look at what the chords look like, and then once you've got the chords, we can work with the actual strumming pattern. Okay, here we go. Okay, we've numbered the fingers, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. You're looking at the chord C. Should look like this more or less when you got it playing. Should sound like this. Only play the bottom 5 strings, but if you're a newbie and you want to first learn the chord, it starts with finger 1, fret 1, string 2. Keep him there while adding your middle finger, finger number 2, onto the 4th string from the bottom. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then ring finger goes to string number 5 on the 3rd fret. That is C. Now the next chord is called E minor/B. Now for the time being, pretend the B isn't there. Just see it as E minor for now. I'll come back to the B bass. E minor is just that. It's fingers 1 and fingers 2, both in the 2nd fret, 5th string, 4th string. Now I've noticed some players for E minor prefer using fingers 2 and 3. That's also quite acceptable. So this is one of the times where I don't really mind if you play E minor with 1 and 2, or if you play E minor with 2 and 3. Some chords we have good flexibility. From there, A minor, finger number 1 on string number 2, finger number 2, string number 4, and the ring finger directly underneath them. A minor. Now if you get stuck with the chord all working through, just remember to rewind the video, come back to see what you're looking at now, okay? Because we need to know these chords. These are very basic chords, very important chords, so we're going to use them a lot. Next up is G, finger 1, fret 2, 5th string, middle finger straight to the top, ring finger straight to the bottom. Okay, now for some of you that have been playing for some time that might want to add this song to the repertoire, G can also be played with fingers 3 and 4 at the bottom, with 1 and 2 like that. And some play it like this with 1 and 2. There is an easy G, which is just that. We're not doing this for this song. It's not going to work, trust me. So please, G like that or G like that. 3rd finger or 3rd and 4th. And the last chord, F. F means finger 1, fret 1, strings 1 and 2, but the finger must go flat. You want to hear, be careful this doesn't happen. Doesn't sound cool? Does sound cool. Once you've got that, middle finger goes to string number 3, 3rd finger, string number 4, and your F should sound like that. Okay, now onto the picking hand. I'm just going to change the camera's angle so you can see what we're going to do with the strumming here. I'm going to use a pick for this one. I would recommend a pick for this song. It's not a must, but I would definitely encourage it. And I'm going to play C, so at the top end that you can't see anymore, we're playing the chord C. And we're going to start by simply plucking the bass note, which is the 5th string. It should sound like this. Once you've done that, you're going to strum down. So it's going to go 1 and 2 like that. Okay, one more time. 1 and 2. Now be careful you don't strum too far back. It's going to sound terrible. Sounds like a tin. You want to strum more or less near the acoustic hole which I'm outlining. Somewhere near the front. It gives a much more nicer, warmer, natural sound. Hear the difference? Okay. Once you've done that bass note down, there's a tiny pause and it's followed by an up-down strum. Now if we did the rhythm before we add the counting, it would sound like this. And if you put the counting with it, you'd have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you'll notice that I counted to 4 twice. If you were to break down the counting with the strumming, on the count of 1, you strike the bass note. On the count of 2, you strum the whole way through. On the and 3, nothing happens. And 3. And on the next one, and 4, you strum up and down. So slow motion, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we got that. And at speed, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we're looking at. Now the next chord was E minor, and we mentioned that we're going to ignore the B when we learned the chord. Now we're going to see what the B means. So I'm going to zoom out a bit over here, get the chord back into the picture. There's my E minor that you learned earlier. Normally for E minor you would strike the 6th string that you can see my pick is playing. When it says E minor slash B, that B is telling us to play the 5th string because that note is a B note. So instead of playing the 6th, we're going to play the 5th string because the note is B. And we're also going to play it through twice with exactly the same rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, very important with this song is the bass notes. The bass note is the character, it's the important element of the melodic sort of development with the chords. We need to make sure the bass note comes out strong. So I would like to hear something like this slow motion. Okay, and I'm going to focus one more time a bit more onto the strumming hand so you can see the accuracy of the pick over here. One more time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next chord A minor is only going to go through once, and you're striking the 5th string again. Then G once, but with the G, we are now strumming the 6th string, also through once. So if you take it through with me slow motion now, 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we finish with an F, and the F's bass note is going to be the 4th string. And that's basically your song, or what's the first part of the verse anyway. So before we do part 2, because if you look on your PDF file, you'll see it says part 1 and part 2, and there's 2 C's, there's 2 E minor with B basses, 1 A minor, 1 G, 2 F's. That's basically what we played through. And then it goes to part 2. The rhythm is the same. The chords we haven't done yet, a D minor. Let's have a look at D minor quickly now. Starts with finger 1, string 1, fret 1. Finger 1, fret 1, string 1. Middle finger goes to the 2nd fret, 3rd string from the bottom. Ring finger goes to 3rd fret, 2nd string from the bottom. So the pinky over here is busy waving, doesn't get used. Okay, and then to focus back on the picking side of things, D minor is going to start striking the 4th string, also twice in a row. Part 2, really, really easy. It's D minor, D minor, A minor, A minor, D minor, D minor, and you stop on the G before he goes to the chorus of You Can Count on Me. Now I'm not going to sing because I'd like you to come back to watch more videos. Okay, but I'm going to play through part 2 slowly, and then I'm going to show you a cool little tip from the D minor to the A minor. But before we do that, let's play through part 2. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and count on. And you go into the chorus for that, which is the same chords as for the verse. Now, the tip that I promised for the D minor to A, or D minor to A minor, there's A minor, right? If you take all 3 fingers as they are down a string, and you slide your ring finger over, that's D minor. If you have to go back to A minor, which you do have to do, slide him back, move him up. So starting D minor, slide him back, move him up. If you go from A minor to D minor, bring him down, slide him over. So I'd like to avoid taking my hand off and then re-finding the chords. That's a lot of movement. Always try and keep your fingers really close. D minor, A minor, much smaller movements, and you'll notice my thumb isn't really moving. D minor, A minor, D minor. In fact, all the chords, F, C, E minor, A minor, G, the thumb pivots a little bit, but it doesn't really move. Because if my thumb moves, my hand has to move and my fingers are out of position and not at the right fret. And that should get you through Count on Me. Okay, I'm going to finish off with playing it through at the correct speed. If you want to play it through with me, that'll be pretty cool. And let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... And that in essence is the basic for Count on Me. If you've got any questions on the video, anything you're not sure of with the strumming, with the pick, with the chord shapes, please feel free to drop me a WhatsApp and say hi and ask a question. I'd love to hear you playing as well, so please do a video of you playing so that I can see your techniques, I can listen to your rhythms. And otherwise, have an awesome week and enjoy. Thank you.